Shalom, shalom, shalom. Peace and blessings. Peace and blessings. Back with another message. I'm Moshe Ben Yahshar'al. Your host is with the mostest. And I don't have a tripod, so I be having to make one. But like, share, and subscribe. I'm coming on here right now because, we have to correct ourselves and make the changes necessary. And that can only be done through the truth. The word says to know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. And so we have to understand that the Most High, Yahweh, is he never changes. He is the same today, tomorrow, and forevermore. And so we have a lot of people who teach the word incorrectly, and that's why you have Yah's remnant, or his servants, or his friends, coming to reestablish the truth, reestablish the covenant. A lot of people are under the impression that that the old covenant has been done away with. But as a believer, as a kingdom child, I beg to differ. I refute that claim because a lot of the way we think is because of the programming that we have received under the whore that rides on the beast. And this whore has taught us that we are under a new covenant, has taught us that we can go about doing the things that we want to without consequence. And we all know that there are consequences and repercussions for our actions. But all glory be to the Most High Yahweh, that he is merciful and his loving kindness endures forever. And that's why in Jeremiah 7 and 9, I'm about to go there real quick. He says this, because yes, the Most High did establish a the covenant. He didn't make a new covenant. He renewed the covenant. And this has been explained, several times. The law is still intact. The statutes are still intact. And we need to understand this, because in Jeremiah 31:31, he says that he shall make a new covenant. And we'll go there. Matter of fact, let's go there first. Jeremiah 31:31. And you have to understand, when you read in this word, that you must always divert back to the original context, which is Hebrew. In Hebrew, there is no such thing as new. There is a such thing as renewed. And you can just go look it up. You see what I'm saying? Bible Hub, and look up the word new in Hebrew. And so it says, behold, the days come, saith Yahweh, that I will renew a covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah. And this is the reason why we as Hebrew Yahshar'alites, or Israelites, we don't go off of the context of English. We don't go off the context of Latin. We don't go off the context of any other language but Hebrew. We revert back to Hebrew. It is what you would call, retrospective, or retroactive, if that's what you want to say. Uh, this new covenant, and what you have to understand about the new covenant, or the renewed covenant, that the renewed covenant was basically uh, established off of mercy. Um, and so again, it says, not according to the covenant that I made with your fathers in the day that I took them by the hand to bring them out of the land of Egypt, which my covenant they break, although I was a husband unto them, saith Yahweh. So, when you take someone by the hand, that means like you take a child, right? A child, you have to guide them, so that's what he's saying when he's saying he's taking you by the hand. And so, at that time, he was guiding us through. You see what I'm saying? Uh, through the covenant, basically instructing us and giving us the instructions. The mercy was always there, but the thing about the renewed covenant is that you are responsible yourself. No one else can be responsible for you. You have to be responsible um, to do your due diligence. And a lot of people misquote Paul. A lot of people misinterpret Paul as if Paul was saying that, that the covenant was done away with, and Paul never said that. Um, you have to realize that um, under this renewed covenant, you will be responsible. It will be your responsibility, your duty, and your obligation to like I said, do your due diligence. And this is why Paul commanded us to work out our own soul salvation with fear and trembling. And so another misinterpretation of what Paul was saying uh, with this covenant is that he's saying that under the renewed covenant, we're no longer bound by law, but we're bound by action, because you have to understand that the spirit is action. Um, the commandments were written in stone for that reason. That's why he's called the cornerstone, the chief cornerstone. We build off of what Yahweh established in the beginning. And so that's why we call him the rock. And this is why Paul made that statement that we're no longer under the covenant. But like I said, a lot of people, interpreting him, misinterpret him as saying that we don't have to keep the laws. But what Paul understood was that with Yahshar'al being scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, that's why you have the epistles, and that's why you have the books that he wrote to Rome, that he Romans, Corinthians, Galatians, because we were scattered there. And so Paul was trying to get people to understand that you're no longer you're no longer bound by law, but you're bound by the spirit, because you have to be in the spirit in order to keep the word, meaning that you have to be taking action. And that's what the spirit represented, taking the action, of fulfilling the covenant. So when you live in the spirit, you know that thing is in your spirit. You see what I'm saying? It's not something that you can keep in the flesh. It's not just by works. You see what I'm saying? But it's by faith. So you uh have to understand, just like John 3:16 says, that for Yahweh so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son. So that was an action. You know, you see what I'm saying? And so when he came, he was baptized, and the Spirit came down on him and descended like a dove. That was the Spirit. And from that moment on, you seen the Most High, or seeing Yahushua HaMashiach fulfilling the covenant, satisfying the covenant. Yahusha was touched with our afflictions, and so he was able to understand that us being fallible as humans, that we wouldn't always make the right decisions. That's why you see that he had mercy on he had mercy on he had mercy on Mary Magdalene, even though according to the law she was supposed to be slayed. She was supposed to be stoned, and the people who sinned with her was supposed to be stoned. And so he had mercy on her. But when the kingdom is reestablished, then everything is going to go back up under the laws and the statutes and the commandments again. And so but this shall be the covenant that I will make with thee, with the house of Yahshar'al. After those days, saith Yahuwah, I will put my laws in your inward parts. So when he's saying that, it's got to be in your heart. That's what Paul was referring to when he said the Spirit. That's just like they say you are what you eat. You see what I'm saying? So if you watching, let's say pornography, you see what I'm saying? Then that's gonna get into your spirit. And so whatever your eyes see and your eyes hear, because those are the gates, it's gonna get into your spirit, and that's what you're going to reflect physically, because everything starts spiritually. That's why the enemy, gives you everything physical to see with your eyes. So that way, when he transfers those spirits into you, then you start to act those things out physically. And so it's the same thing with the word, same thing with the law. When you read the word and you read the laws and the statutes and commandments and understand what is required of you, then when that gets into your spirit, you act that out physically. The wearing of your fringes, the keeping of the Sabbath, which is the sign that he is with Israel. And in fact, the foundational scripture that that I'm going to put on here is Ezekiel 20. When you get a chance, go read Ezekiel 20. I'm about to close out. And they shall teach no more every man his neighbor and every man his brother, saying, know Yahuwah. See, we not even supposed to be doing this, but we do this because we love Yahuwah, and this is what he commands us to do, because when he comes back for his bride, there will be no excuses. From the least of them unto the greatest of them, saith Yahuwah, for I will forgive their iniquities, and I will remember their sins no more. Now let's go over here to Jeremiah 7. And we're going to start at 1. The word that came to Jeremiah from Yahuwah, saying, stand in the gates of Yahuwah's house and proclaim there his words. So you see now that his servants are his friends, because he calls us friends, because we have read his word and we have committed to his word, and 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 having the obligation to get in. This is a gate that we're in right now, whereas we used to have to be in front of you, or they would be in the streets, which you see some of the brothers out there in the street, some of our ox out there in the street. Stand in the gate of Yahuwah's house, because Yahshar'al is the gate. The 12 tribes are the gates. So this is a gateway right here for us to talk to you and to get you to understand that it's necessary for you to return to the Most High Yahuwah. And proclaim the word and say, hear the word of Yahuwah, all ye of Judah, that enter into these gates to worship Yahuwah. So Yahuwah means to praise, because we are to praise him. We are Judah is the tribe of praise. Thus saith Yahuwah of hosts, the Elohim of Yahshar'al, amend your ways. So that means to change your ways and your doings, and I will cause you to dwell in the place. Trust ye not in lying words, because we have a lot of people out here lying, saying that, oh, we're under a new covenant. Oh, we don't have to keep the commandments no more. Oh, this doesn't apply, and that doesn't apply, and this doesn't apply anymore because Jesus died on the cross, which the world ignorantly calls him that. And because they call him that, they don't understand that his name is Yahusha, Hamashiach, who is our Messiah, and that he requires us to keep the word. The temple of Yahuwah are these. And again, no disrespect to no one. I just gotta be truthful to and honest. We understand that these church buildings are not the temple, that we are the temple of Yahuwah. For if ye thoroughly amend your ways and your doings, which means to stop serving these idols, stop eating these foods that are sacrificed to idols, these abominations that we are doing. If you thoroughly execute judgment, what is that? To execute judgment means that, okay, I went and read it. That's the spirit. The spirit executes the judgment. Okay, I know I ain't supposed to steal, so I'm not gonna steal. That's judgment. When I go into the store, I don't got no money. I can go in there and take something, or I don't have to take anything. Understanding that if I just be faithful to the Most High and what He's commanded, that He will bless me in due time. Between a man and his neighbor, if you oppress not the stranger, the fatherless, and the widow, and shed not innocent blood in this place, neither walk after other gods to your hurt, then will I cause you to dwell in this place, in the land that I gave to your father for ever and ever. Behold, ye trust in lying words that cannot profit. Ye steal, murder, and commit adultery, and swear falsely, and burn incense unto Baal. So basically, you making worship to Baal, and walk after other gods whom ye know not, and come and stand before in his house, which is called by my name, and say, we are delivered to do all these abominations. That's like making a pledge to a sorority or a fraternity. That's making just like I was watching Stump the Yard the other day. Man, that was a good movie until I started to understand. I had to turn it off because the leader of the Wolf Pack, or whatever their name was, his name was Zeke. You know what I'm saying? And they called him Zeus. And so we understand that, that's what, when it's translated down to Latin, it's Jesus, Hail Zeus. You see what I'm saying? So those are the serving of other gods, and we are to make these things known to you so that you can amend your ways. And so they say, which is called by my name, and say, we are delivered to do all these abominations. And this house, which is called by my name, become a den of robbers in your eyes. Behold, even I have seen it, saith Yahuwah. We take tithes every day, but none of the money, the tithes that, we take goes to building up Yahshar'al, goes to building up his people, goes to, it's not even the correct tithing, really, to tell you the truth. And we must speak on these things. That's why we see a lot of us servants of the Most High, his friends, we receive persecution, because when you speak on these things, people not wanting to amend their ways and change their ways, they come after you. You see what I'm saying? But we have a responsibility, to do so. This is why, Paul said, I die daily. You see what I'm saying? You got to die to the flesh. That is what the Torah does, is causes you the faith. That is the faith. It causes you to die to the flesh. But the spirit causes you to do the work that's required to die to the flesh. So here's another one of the abominations that that the Most High uh 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 disdains. And we're going to go to Jeremiah 10. And this is the keeping of Christmas. We all know we're not supposed to be keeping Christmas. We know it's satanic. We know that it's uh that that the roots of it's not even his birthday. His actual birthday it was in Sukkot. And when you go read, you will see that it wasn't cold when he was born, because he was born in the manger. So hear ye the words which Yahuwah speaketh unto you, O house of Yahshar'al. Thus saith Yahuwah, learn not the ways of the heathen. Who is the heathen? The people that's teaching you to serve these pagan gods, that's teaching you to keep these false beliefs and religions. And be not dismayed at the signs of heaven. And what that means is when they put up that tree, what do they put at the top of the tree? A star, right? Or they put up an angel up there, right? Those are the things that are in the heavens, because they are celestial, right? And be not dismayed at the signs of the heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them. For the customs of the people are vain. So those practices that we're keeping is vain. They don't accomplish nothing from. They actually teach us to be selfish, and actually teach us that people supposed to give you nothing, give you something for nothing. That's why, when he come, those that didn't do right, he give you a coal, and those that do right get a gift, but it's still pagan. So for one cutteth a tree out of the forest, the work of the hands of the workmen, with the axe, they deck it with silver and with gold. Ain't that what they put on the trees? Now they got all kind of colored trees. But yeah, they usually go out in the forest and cut down a pine tree. They fasten it with nails and with hammers, that it move not. They are upright as the palm tree, but speak not. They must need be born. Meaning that you got to plant it in the ground and it's got to grow, right? Because they cannot go. Be not afraid of them, for they cannot do evil, neither also is it in them to do good. For as much as there is none like unto thee, O Yahuwah, thou art great, and thy name is great in might. Who would not fear ye, O King of nations? For to thee doeth it appertain. For as much as among all the wise men of the nations and all their kingdoms, there is none like unto thee. So, I'm gonna cut out on that, you know what I mean? But what I'm saying is that when you go back and do the history, it all reverts back to Babylon, because Babylon was the head that Daniel seen in the dream, and we all know that the body follows the head. So the customs and the practices that we're practicing go back to Babylonian times, and it deals with Nimrod, and so that that tree is a phallus. That's why it has balls on it. It's symbolic of a phallus, of a I'm trying to be conservative, but genitals, and so we put gifts under this tree, and we bow to this tree, both men and women. So to me, that would signify that if a man bowed down to this tree, to get his gift or whatever, that would kind of be, on the lines of, what we consider, for the sake of this channel, to be, something that is an abomination. Everyone should know that. So these are the things that the Most High are talking about, when we're celebrating these holidays that does not pertain to the statutes of the Most High. And if you want to know what the Most High commands of you to keep, what holy days he commands of you to keep, you can go to Deuteronomy 23, and you can read everything that it's 27. Hold on, let me see. It might be 23. Hold on, let me make sure. Mm. I think it's 2027. Might be 23. Hold on just a second. Oh, shoot. I might be wrong, but I'll put it in the reference, for the sake of time. But yeah, if oh yeah, excuse me. It's Leviticus. Excuse me. Because Leviticus is law in Hebrew. My bad. And Yahweh spoke unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them concerning the feast of Yahweh, which ye shall be proclaimed to be holy convocations. Even these are my feasts. 6 days shall work be done, but the seventh day is the Sabbath of rest and holy convocation. Ye shall do no work therein. It is the Sabbath of Yahweh in all your dwellings. These are the feasts of Yahweh, even holy convocations, which ye shall proclaim in the season. And this is why when you go read in Daniel 7:25, it says that when um what is his name? Uh Constantine of Noble, was the one who changed the laws and the times, changed the Sabbath to Sunday, and changed uh the laws, to the we keeping these feasts that we keep these pagan holidays. So uh the Most High does not change. He is the same today, tomorrow, and forevermore. You know, and so we have to be like a little child and relearn things instead of, but a lot of us have a fixed mindset instead of a growth mindset. So you have to be like a child and you have to go back and read these things and read it from the beginning. You never read a book starting in the middle, starting in the New Testament. You read it from the beginning. And when you read it from the beginning, you will understand that these things were perpetual. These things were forever. These things forever is forever, from generation to generation to generation. That means so when I pass, my son got to keep it. When he passed, his son, that's from generation to generation. Shalom, peace and blessings. Like, share, and subscribe. Uh, Thank you.